Hey y'all, it's Olivia from AV Reads, and today I'm here to talk about my TBR for Shorty September. If you're not already familiar with Shorty September, it's a readathon hosted by Storytime and Soggy Expat Book Nerd. It always takes me 2 tries on her name, which is a readathon throughout the month of September that is dedicated to reading as many sub 200 page books as you can. And there's 12 book prompts, and there's even a beautiful collage that was created, and mine's not in color. The real thing is truly stunning. But I participated in this last year, and I think I ended up finishing all the book prompts last year, but there might be some that I had gotten replaced from my TBR last year that you'll see again in this TBR, and hopefully they get read this year, so let's just see. So I'm just gonna go prompt by prompt and tell you what I picked. So the first one is Boxer Shorts, a comfort read. So there's a lot of different ways that you can interpret a comfort read, but for this I picked Mapping the Interior by Stephen Graham Jones. And although I think that this is going to be a hard read, it's kind of a comfort read because I can depend on enjoying Stephen Graham Jones writing. So it's comforting to go into a book that I know I'm going to enjoy, if you want to take it that way. A horrifying inward-looking novella, a literary horror tale about race in America deeply rooted in the contemporary Native American experience. It follows a 15-year-old boy who thinks he sees a person in full Blackfeet regalia step through a doorway. His family has died mysteriously, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know that much more about it because it's a novella. They don't give away that much on the back, but I think I'm going to really enjoy this, and I will definitely get to this one in September. My next pick is also a Storytime inspired pick, and that is for half and half shorts, read the book then watch the movie. I picked Morvern Callar by Alan Warner. I had started reading this on ebook whenever it was my so-called book club pick, and I didn't finish it, and I think most people didn't like it, but I was liking what I read so far, but I was just reading on ebook and lost track of it. But then I got a copy whenever my used bookstore was going out of business, and so I think that I can read this, and I think that I will enjoy it. I don't know anything about the movie either, so that'll be fun, and I like that I'm giving it a second chance. The next one is Bermuda Shorts, a translated work. I've picked Tokyo Ueno Station by Miri, which follows a surreal moving story of a homeless ghost who haunts one of Tokyo's busiest train stations. I don't really know anything else more than that, but I've heard really only good things about this since it came out, and I typically like translated Japanese fiction anyway. I'm trying to read as much off of my physical TBR as I can before I plan to move. You would think that I would not be acquiring new books, but no, I just got this book like a couple months ago, which doesn't help whenever you're trying to get through things, but slow and steady. My next pick is for the Shorty Shorts from the 70s or 80s, which is an 80s pick, The Fifth Child by Doris Lessing. This was given to me by my wonderful friend Juan at Plagued by Visions, and it is it says a horror story. I think it's more like a horrific story, a moral fable of the genre, the nightmare of social collapse. I don't need to know anymore. I think this will be good. I thought about picking this up recently anyway, and so I'm glad that it can slide right in my Shorty September TBR. The next one, Playsuit Shorts, a book you'll regret. So like I said, I'm trying to move through my TBR, so I think that a book that I will regret would be if I read Nowhere Men Volume 1, because if I enjoy it, then I have to read more volumes of it. I'd have to acquire more books. So it's only a book I regret if I like it. How often can you say that? Usually you think a book you'll regret would be something, I don't know, disgusting or something that you don't think you'll like. But no, if I like this, that's when I'll regret it, because I'll have to either continue or be annoyed with myself later that I like let too much time lapse between whenever I read and enjoyed something and the rest of the series. So we'll see. Our next one is Cargo Shorts, a book about nature, to do with nature, and I've picked Potiki by Patricia Grace, which was the winner of the 1987 New Zealand Fiction Award, and has to do with the relationship between the land and the people who live on it. I think that there's land getting destroyed for high rises and shopping malls and tourist attractions. So it's the community response to that. This has been on my TBR a while, and I've started it before. I'll probably have to restart it. I'd already gotten a pretty good chunk into it for a short book. But it is what it is. This next one, Lifeguard Shorts, a beach read. For this one, I picked The Worm and His Kings by Hailey Piper. I think that cosmic horror is a beach read for me. I think that whenever I think of beach read, I think of something like outlandish and entertaining. And I think that even though this is a horror book, that it'll do it for me. Eerie and visceral. That sounds like a beach that I would like to go to. So if you're not familiar with this book, it has to do with, I mean, all I really know is that it's cosmic horrors, and I'm guessing that there's worms involved. I think it follows a lesbian couple, if I'm not mistaken, in New York City. New York City, 1990. So do we think this is beachy? It is now. Runway Fashion Shorts, a beautiful book cover that has to go to Here Until August stories by Josephine Rowe. Also a book that I've started before, so it makes it even shorter for Shorty September for these books that I've already started. This is an Australian short story collection that I believe maybe it didn't win the Stella Award, which is like the women's book award in Australia, but it was at least nominated the year it was released, which was 2019. Yeah, 2019. I've had this a while. My boyfriend gave it to me for my birthday in 2020, so I would like to get to this hopefully very, very soon. Emperor's New Shorts, an unreliable narrator. A second time's the charm for Shorty September, because this was, I think, my translated pick last year. Devil Comes to Town by Paolo Maurensig, and this is translated from Italian. It's set in Switzerland, but I believe it's, translated from the Italian by Anne Milano Appel. There's a devil character that comes to town, so even though it's not the narrator, I have to believe that he's a little bit unreliable. It's hard to know before you pick a book if it has an unreliable narrator, right? I don't know, like maybe I do have one that's a better fit, but I don't know. I'm trusting all of them going into it. They have to lose my trust. The next one is Ripped Shorts, and for this one I picked The Reyes Incident by Briana Morgan. Ripped Shorts is a slasher murder mystery. This one's about killer mermaids who I have to imagine slash. Like, it's not the stereotypical like slasher, which I think is like a very like human monster, but I want to read this, and it's short, and I do think they'll slash, and it's kind of a mystery how they're murdering. Don't you agree? Okay, I hate myself for this one. Squirts is mixes genre or can't fit genre box. So my main reading goal for this year was supposed to be my year of Dick. The year of Dick is not going great. I've only read one this year, and it was like the one that I was already halfway through whenever I announced it was the year of Dick. So I have to add another Philip K. Dick to this one. So I picked The World Jones Made because it's sub 200 pages. Precognition, a world ruled by relativism, giant alien jellyfish. The World Jones Made is a classic Philip K. Dick mashup, taking deep philosophical musings and infusing them with wild actions. That sounds like a post-apocalyptic carnival. I think that this is something that would be hard to fit into one genre. So, because it's always like sci-fi mixed with philosophy in a way that makes you not want to pick up one every single month. And sometimes it's hard to have a year of Dick. Sometimes you can have a year with some Dick, not fully ruled by it. So if I can get through at least one more this year, then I think we've dicked enough. Last one is Denim Shorts, a modern classic. And for that, I have picked Virginia Woolf, A Haunted House. This might have been on mine last year too, because I've had this book forever, and just never have thought that I was in the mood to pick it up. But we can do it. We can do it this month. It's something else about like I was kind of like wavering between, so I mean, you can tell me if you think that I made the wrong decision here, because I was between A Haunted House and To the Lighthouse, which I've also never read. The only Virginia Woolf I've read is Mrs. Dalloway, and this is technically like only like 210 pages, but like I just don't think that this is a Shorty September pick. Do you? I do like that there's different people who have written in the side. Like that's not the same writer, so that's intriguing to me. Do you think I'll really like To the Lighthouse? I think that I'm gonna have to plan on getting through some other stuff first before starting either one of these, because it might be rough. Like, and there's other substitutions that might happen. Like maybe we'll consider this a modern classic just because Philip K. Dick is generally considered a classic of the genre, and also it's getting closer to Halloween, so I might swap out some of these for more horror picks, and that's okay. You know, this is just a starting point. The hardest part is getting started. The only other thing in my TBR for September that I know of so far is, this was also in my August TBR, is Awe by Becky Manawatu, and this is not a shorty. So if I can swap out any of these other shorties with something even shorter so that I have time to read this whenever my friend gets a hold of it, then that would be much appreciated. So I think that's a pretty good selection. What do you think? It's like, yeah, they're short, and I think that I could read these if I really put my mind to it. I might put my mind to it, but my mind might not put my mind to it, so my mind might not put me to it. So we'll see how Shorty September goes. If you're participating as well, then let me know down in the comments, especially if you've, you know, uploaded a TBR video, then I would love to watch it. Because shorties are some of my favorite books to read. Last year, during Shorty September, my pick for book to movie was Picnic at a Hanging Rock, which ended up being like a very, very favorite book of all time. Like probably second only to Rebecca, honestly. I don't know, maybe this one even more, and the movie's just so good. So I don't know that Morvern Callar is going to deliver that to me, but historically Shorty September's been very good to me, so I'm hoping that this year is as well. So let me know what y'all are reading. If you've read any of these, just let me know. Yeah, if you have an opinion on which one of these I should try to read, because I'm not going to get too mad that this is like 5 pages over the 200 count. It's more the density of it that makes me worried that it's not a good pick for Shorty September. But I'll talk to y'all again soon. Bye!